Yes, it's working out.
Alright. So today I wanted to record a short video on the process that I follow to coat my screens. So I'm under a yellow light right now. That's why the room looks dark. I'm using pre-sensitized emulsion, so I don't have to mix anything. I like to mix it quite a bit before I put it in the scoop. I just do this for a few seconds just to make sure that everything is good. It also helps with the durability, how long this will last if you do this. Most manufacturers of these chemicals, they'll give you some instructions on things that you can do to keep this for a long time. Usually this type of precipitite emulsion lasts for about 6 months if you keep it under a control room environment and you mix it, don't expose it to the light. So I'm just gonna fill this scoop. That should be enough. I have 4 screens. So today's project is about, this is probably another best way to do this. I need to get a better container to transfer the emulsion so it won't make a mess like I just did right now. So I transfer almost a little over halfway. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you don't want to go all the way to the top, just enough, halfway will be fine, or a little over halfway, and then you should be good after that. You can always add more if you need to. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and move this. Actually, this is a kind of absorbent paper towel that I use. You can find Lowe's, Home Depot. Very good to absorb the any fluids, any ink, better than regular paper towel. So what I do is basically I hold it this way, the screen, not the squeegee side, but the other side of the screen, they got like the lace on the t-shirt. I kind of like tilt it about 30 degrees using a white reference angle accessory, and then I for this type of mesh, which is 230, I use the sharper side of the scoop, and I try to apply even pressure all the way from the bottom to the top, and then I flip it, and then I coat the squeegee side. I like to do I've tried different combinations, but one coat is enough for the type of quality that I'm expecting from this print. So I'm gonna do the first one, and then I'll let you see the rest. So the key here is that you apply even pressure, one pass, and then I try to get as close as I can to the edges, so I don't have to put a lot of tape around for the ink so it doesn't go through. Same thing on the other side. So this one is complete. Here's the second one, same thing. So I try to do this, applying the same amount of pressure. Second one, and I will be putting these screens in this cabinet. It's a dry cabinet, homemade dry cabinet that I designed and built recently. So I will show you in future videos how how that was done, and in case you're interested, if you would like to know how I did it, I can send you some information. So let's go ahead and so if you notice this scoop, it has already on the top of the scoop, it has an angle that allows you to do the pass already even, so you don't have to tilt it and apply more on one side than the other one. So that helps. I think most of the scoops in the market, they already have that feature. So basically, when you lay it on the mesh and then you start tilting it, it gets to that section where it sit on that, and then you just have to go and do the pass that you need to do. So I don't know if you can probably see it from there, but I go all the way, and then on the top I just try to bring it back so I can catch as much as I can, and it won't go on the table, and then I do the squeegee side. So that was actually the last one. I'm going to, sorry guys, I'm going to put it in the drying cabinet right now. This particular drying cabinet uses 2 circulator fans, actually 3, sorry. 2 on the right side and 1 on the left, and air is going in a clockwise direction. I have a dehumidifier on this side. The heat that is produced from the dehumidifier allows the temperature inside the cabinet to reach about 110 Fahrenheit, which is pretty good, especially during the winter time for this screen to dry, and it usually takes between 15 to 18 minutes to dry. I'm gonna show you. Let me just put a couple of the screens inside, and then I can show you how the cabinet looks inside of it. Just got some of that on my finger. Let me get the camera so I can show you. So that will be the last screen. And what I'm gonna do right now, because I think it's gonna get a little darker, is use a flashlight from my other cell phone, so you can see the configuration and everything here. I have a device that can tell you the temperature right now is 115 Fahrenheit, 113, and the relative humidity is 20%. So I have 2 circulator fans on the right side, and then there's one more. You probably cannot see it, but there's another fan right there. That keeps going in a loop, clockwise direction. I have another device here that tells you the relative humidity in the garage. So it's 63% compared to the 21 inside the cabinet. Temperature here in the cabinet 115 compared to 79. Alright, so I'm gonna put my timer for this particular one coat, so it's gonna be about 18 minutes. Once the 18 minutes are completed, these screens will be ready for exposure. So what I usually do, once I complete, once the time for the drying is complete, I use another rack that I have here. Is like a black box. This one can hold up to 5 screens. It's probably kind of hard to see, so I can flip it right there. So I bring my screens over from the cabinet, drying cabinet, and I put it right here. I close it, and then I expose my screens on this table using that homemade lamp. It uses a halogen light bulb, 500 watts, and then I use that glass and this foam right here to keep the artwork pressed against the screen, so everything, there's no light going through on the side. So I can also show you in future videos how that's done. Today I just wanted to show you a quick demonstration on how I do the coating on the screens, and then bring everything back, put everything back in the container for future use. I probably added more than when I needed on the scoop, sorry. But you can always put it back. When you're doing this, try not to leave the container open for so long, especially if you're doing this in a place that is humid or hot, or if you have direct daylight going through the room where you are. Ideally, you want to do this in a dark room. I'm in a garage, but it's nighttime. I use a light, yellow light to do all this, so we keep this safe and we don't develop any of the emotion. It also helps with the durability and how long you can use this. So that's basically it. I just wanted to show how I do it. If you guys saw something that I'm doing and you think it could be done in a different way to optimize, of course I'm sure it's going to be other ways to do this, but this is how I do it with what I have at the moment. It works for me, and after some trials and error at the very beginning, especially during the drying process, at the beginning I didn't have this cabinet. I had to build it because I live in an area that is very humid, and that humidity didn't help me when I leave the screen overnight or for a few hours to dry. I was having a lot of issues with the film sticking to the screen during this exposure process. So with this, no issues at all. I leave this in the cabinet for 18 minutes, and then I remove it from the cabinet. I put it on my black box to keep it safe when I'm doing the exposure. Exposure time with my particular exposure unit is about 6 minutes. This is a long time because it's kind of tall, so I can always cut the PVC pipes and adjust it. I just don't want it to get too close to the film because it gets very hot. So I have been using that setup for a few months now, and I have no issue. 6 minutes is the perfect time for that one. I use a calculator to determine that time, and that's what I've been using for all my mesh screens. It works just fine. So 6 minutes on the exposure, 18 minutes in the drying cabinet, and I'm good to go. I can put, I don't know if you noticed, but I have a rack that can hold up to 10 screens. I can get a bigger rack and I can have more screens if I want to. That's the way I decided. I designed the cabinet, and I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time with another video.